Check this out. Arctic Air has come out with yet another evaporative cooler. This one is called the Chill Zone XL. You know what's funny? Normally they put the XL out after the original, but I've never seen a Chill Zone. Anyway, let's dig into this thing and see what it does. I just unboxed the Arctic Air Chill Zone XL, but I really wanted to give you a comparison to this one and last year's model. The one right here on the left is the Pure Chill XL. The one on the right, of course, is our new unit. Let's see if it's any better. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw, we are looking at yet another evaporative cooler. Like we need this many. Anyway, you know what? Enough talking about that. Let's get right into this review and see if this one's any good. There are a lot of similarities, but then there are some differences. Both of them have 3 misters. They both oscillate. The water reservoirs are on the bottom. Of course, they have their filters. The filters are quite different. I'm going to show you that in just a second. The Pure Chill XL has an attached cord, whereas the Chill Zone XL comes with a USB-C plug. I should say that both of these require you having them plugged in. There are no internal batteries. The Pure Chill XL, you take off the front grate and there's your filter. And of course we see our turbine back in there, which we really like because it provided a lot of airflow. And of course the Chill Zone XL, you pull your filter out right here from the top. I did want to show you the difference in filters, not only the size of them, but now what they're making them out of, these little triangles. They're very thin pieces as opposed to the thick ones that were over here on the Pure Chill. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go soak this one and freeze it because we are going to try the Arctic Air Chill Zone XL to see how cold we can get it. Let me go wet this down and freeze it. Reading through the directions, you're actually supposed to fill your Chill Zone XL from the top here past your fan. You're supposed to dribble water down into that little tiny space down at the bottom. In my opinion, this was overlooked and definitely not well thought out. They should have absolutely had a fill spot in the front closer to the reservoir. I guess if you're talented enough, you can pour it down in here because right on the other side of these misters is actually the reservoir tank. So maybe you can pour it in through here as long as you don't spill, but I don't like the idea of pouring it in through the top. You can see right here is where we put our USB-C plug, and of course the included wire is 6 feet long and has an attached power plug on the end. Let's plug this in. As I'm looking back here, I'm surprised to see that this plug does not have any holders or connectors that lead it all the way down to the bottom. That's what previous models had, just to keep it out of the way of the fan. I guess they didn't think that was a problem in this unit. Let's talk about what these buttons do. Of course, this one turns the fan on. It defaults to high. Then you can go down to medium, and then of course low. This one right here is turbo, and in order to have turbo it has to have all 3 of these lit, but it does it all by itself just by hitting turbo. Watch. All right, this one here is what operates your misters. There's a low and a high. This of course operates the colors down below. We're going to look at that in just a second. Of course this one allows your fan to oscillate. Let's look at the colors. In order to do that though, we have to turn the unit on. I'm going to turn it on low just so that fan noise is not so loud. There are 8 different color options, 7 different colors, but 8 different options, all right? So what you can do is you hit the button for the color, you can go through the different colors, and as you cycle all the way through, you're going to get to the end, and the last one, which is the 8th one, just rotates the various colors. Of course, if you don't want to have this on at all, you just hit the color button one more time and it shuts off all the colors. Our filter is still in the freezer, but I wanted to try to run this with some water in it. And I'm just going to pour this in. You can see it dropping through. I'm trying not to overfill this. Actually, I'm doing a pretty good job. I only brought 12 ounces of water and it wasn't even half full, so that's good. On this unit, I noticed that the misters were in front of the filter, so that means that we might not need to have the filter in there. It might not hold any water, just might give us some extra cooling. So let's turn the fan on full, and we're gonna hit the button to let our misters go down here. Ready? Now, some of these products, oh, that happened right away, at least in this one, they could take up to a minute or more to fully prime before you get your mist coming out. These 2 I think are coming out, this one not just there yet. I will say I do like that I can control the mist on this one, either turning it off or turning it on. That's something I could not do on the Pure Chill XL. Of course, I still don't see mist coming out this one right here. It took about 3 minutes for all 3 misters to load up. This one was the one that took the longest. The other 2 pretty much started right away. This one's pretty faint, but it is working, and of course this one, the light one, is working well too. I should say, as I was reading through the directions, you're supposed to fill the water up with the cooling cartridge in it. Now ours is being frozen, so maybe that would help with some of the splashback, and they're thinking that you're going to be running the water over the filter as it goes down. Just so you're aware, you're supposed to have the filter in it when you fill this up with water. So tell me, what is your thoughts of the Chill Zone XL? Something you would like? Do you have one? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Let's test out our Arctic Air Chill Zone XL. You can see the temperature in here. It's rated in the 80s. You can see 79, 81, 82, that's kind of range. So it's right there. It's hot and we are ready to be cooled off. You can see that our humidity is right around 29% right now. And that's actually important for these little swamp coolers because you do not want high humidity because just with the moisture, it adds humidity to the area. We're going to put in our frozen filter. You can see there's actually still some ice on there because we want to start this process out right. So right in the top is where our filter goes. You know what? I need to put ice in, so I got to take the filter out. We're just going to drop some ice down here, hoping it all makes it down into the bin down below. All right, make sure you do not put too much ice in there because I actually couldn't get my filter to go in because the ice down here in the reservoir was blocking it. This filter actually goes all the way down into the reservoir. So I had to tilt my unit back to get the ice to fall back, and now my filter's in place. Now with our filter in, our ice is in, we are gonna pour our water slowly, and this supposedly is gonna be trickling down this entire filter going into the reservoir at the bottom. Like I said, I don't agree or like the way they have this to fill, but this is what the directions tells us to do. Now for the moment of truth, we're going to turn it on with our turbo boost and our mist. Now, as we said before, the mist may take a little bit of time to start up, but here we go. So this is interesting. I use this meat thermometer here to detect the air coming out, and I have calibrated this, and it does fall within a degree or two of the actual temperature, so I do believe that coming out of this fan is now in the high 70, 79 or so degrees Fahrenheit. Typically when I review these kind of products, I get an immediate burst of cold air where this thing drops down into the 60s or even lower. But as you can see, this one is way up high still 79. We have ice water in here. Of course, my misters aren't really working all that well, but I don't know if it's the way they set this up where the filter is behind the misters now, that this is not getting near as cold air coming out initially. We've been on a little over 10 minutes and you can see the air coming out of the fan is room temperature air, no relief. I also only have one of the misters that's working right now and I'm still waiting for the other two to kick on. That's kind of disappointing. In a pre-test, they all did work, so I'm not sure what's going on. But let me show you this down here. My temperature, if you can see that, is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the water temperature inside that basin. But this air temperature coming out is hot. I was trying not to make this a comparison review, but I had to bring out the Pure Chill XL because, to be honest with you, the Chill Zone XL is not doing a very good job. Now this did say 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and maybe that's what it feels like, the temperature coming out, and it fluctuates down and up and such. Right there it says 83. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this one on. I did not freeze this filter. I did wet it down, and I have ice water in here. We're just going to see if there's a difference, because on this side, let's see, we're still at 80 degrees Fahrenheit coming out after about 20 minutes. Let's fire this thing up. Now I haven't actually run this for a while, so we'll see what happens as it kicks up. But look at this temperature already coming out from this fan, right? So I know it's reaching room temperature right now. You see the Pure Chill in just a matter of minutes has dropped about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas our Chill Zone is still ranking in at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. This is actually what I expected out of the Chill Zone at first, because typically you get that burst of cool air, but sadly the Chill Zone did not do anything from the beginning. After about 10 minutes, the Pure Chill 2.0 XL, the temperature is starting to go back up. But look at this, our brand new one, supposed to be new and improved, that temperature has stayed right around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been about an hour, so I'm actually gonna cut the test because we are not getting anywhere with this new unit. In this video, we are looking at the Chill Zone XL. It's Arctic Air's newest evaporative cooler. So what did I think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price, $80. That is a lot of money, and there's no way this thing is worth 80 bucks. In my opinion, I wouldn't pay $5 for it. It didn't even work. It was really just a glorified fan. I don't really care for the previous models, but the Pure Chill XL was much better than the Chill Zone XL. The Pure Chill at least gave you some cooling, at least for 10-15 minutes. This one was just a fan the entire time that I was using it. Yeah, it does have some cool things. The lighting is cool, the misting is cool, the oscillating is neat, but man, when it comes down to it, if something says Arctic Air in the name, you're gonna want it to cool you down, and this one just didn't. In my opinion, if you're looking to get one of these, I would get the previous version of the Pure Chill 2.0 XL. That one at least did something, but I should also say these do not work well in humid environments. They're meant for something that's much drier because the humidity has to be low, because this actually adds humidity to your environment. Anyway, that was my full review of this product. If this is something that still interests you, or you like the Pure Chill version, I will leave both links down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. Well, the misters started working again, but you know what I just realized about this unit as compared to the Pure Chill 2.0 XL? This one does not have a drain plug at the bottom of the water reservoir. How am I supposed to drain this water out? I guess I just have to let it go out after all the mist. That's silly. This should absolutely have a bottom drain. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire video where we took a look at this evaporative cooler. You know what? It reminded me not that long ago, I actually built my own. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that video right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm gonna join you at that review. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.